lap cat. Yeah. You're so handsome. Welcome to the Booze and the Bees. I was trying to start it so he could at least be in the beginning.
Stinker.
You know what I mean? How y'all doing? How y'all
Made
doing?
the cat.
Welcome.
Welcome to Booze and the Bees. We're two people.
Hope you're doing well. Really hope that you're doing good mentally wise. This is a mental check-in. Also, this is your, I like when you say this is your permission to succeed today.
Oh, yeah.
I really like giving people permission to succeed because sometimes that's all you need to hear.
Does it
then-
like make you feel powerful? You're like, I gave you permission.
Look at me. I am the
did it.
captain now.
Nobody.
Well, I should do that as a video, and then I should be like, I give you permission.
I give you permission to succeed.
Succeed!
Because I am your boss.
I am the captain.
You get to win today.
Which I still need to see that movie, by the way. But
It's good.
I reference it too much to not see it.
For real, it's good.
I really want to be creative today. I'm in a creative mood.
I just want us to have a million videos and have one.
That's
do
also what I want.
okay. I just want one to do okay.
Well, if we do so many, one's got to do okay. Right?
If we did 80 a day, how can we lose?
That would be crazy, but that's so much. I don't even...
How
How
we
many
do
is
it?
that an hour during like a 12-hour period?
Well, let's
'Cause
say an
obviously we're
8-hour
not up.
work day, right? So that's 10 an hour. During
10 an hour?
During a standard full work day is 10 an hour,
Wow.
which is 1 every 6 minutes.
That's why I would, yeah, I mean, that's a lot, but because like I can't think of like creative videos for that. I could think of very repetitive videos to do 10
Okay.
an hour.
Let's do 10 an hour repetitive videos.
But okay, I guess this is what we're talking about. I don't want to do that on my page right now. Like I would want to build a new page to spam posts like that and be annoying and be a bot. Like it's kind of like bot vibes. Like it would be almost the same type of post, edited slightly different, and just
Yep.
so you just see so voiceovers, so
Yeah.
not creative.
And then we win.
We wouldn't. I mean, we can try both ways, but now I have to build up another page.
Yep.
But
And we're on it.
okay,
We got this, babe. You're good. You're good at doing this.
I'm doing what?
Building pages.
Yeah. When it's something I care about and I like doing. So this will be different because I don't like doing stuff like that. But we'll try both because like I would love to be creative today and try to creatively get a video to blow up. Not like overly thinking, but like still in our own sense style.
Yeah, I would love if our own style like showed any results. It's because it's so bizarre to me that people who aren't creative are just winning left and right by astronomical values.
Well, it's that literally like first couple second hook that I think is the struggle mostly.
Yeah, I think we need to get good at doing the hook because like people just aren't staying to watch it, but people will stay and watch these folks with not even their own clips. And that's what I'm saying is like the people who are doing the stuff with not even their own clips, which isn't even allowed, but they're still doing it because they're not creative, are getting paid a lot to do these videos and they're somehow hooking people. And like we say, it's got to be something with cadence. Like I don't think it has to do with being very creative. It's just like people just want to see what the thing does, you know, sometimes. And it's just about doing it a bunch of ways until like one is attractive for us to learn. I mean, I don't think it needs to be 10 videos every, you know, a video every 6 minutes for real. Like if we knew what we were doing, some people make 20 grand a month. That's not us, gang. They make 20 grand a month just doing like 5 videos because they already know how the hook works. And I'm saying like we do 80 a day as like sort of a joke because even the 80 a day thing is because he's considering all the platforms. So he's technically making like 12 a day, but then posting them to
all
different
the same
platforms.
Yeah.
But they do say they make them specific to the platform, so they use different fonts and different.
Yeah, but our thing right now is really just TikTok Shop because
Just one thing. So if we're doing that, it's really closer to like 12 to 15 a day. is the real goal if we're only focusing on one platform.
Oh, that's a little bit more realistic. From
It's
3 to
way
80 is like
12 to 80.
I'm like, I'm not doing anything else today but literally editing like crazy robot type videos.
But
that's not what I want to do today.
But it's also like A/B testing, right? So like, say you have 10 clips you recorded, then it would just be editing 8 different ways and seeing which one it gets more viral, like, because which one.
And that's what I'm trying to do, but that's hard for me. Like I just edited a video this morning, but it was like a longer video because I wanted to get a long format out where I unboxed it and did the assembly and all that, just to see how that would go. But then like thinking of different ways how to edit it and have a hook in the beginning to make them want to watch and stuff would just take me probably a few hours to sit and really edit.
To think about it's, and like that's the thing, it's not even the editing part really, it's the thinking part, because it's very simple. That's why I'd rather just
I'd rather just post stuff out and like just try to keep making more and posting.
And so if you did 10, let's just say it was 10 in a day, that's like 2 an hour, so 1 every 30 minutes basically.
Which wouldn't be hard once we like spent a few hours doing the filming. Like yesterday I did the few hours filming, so I mean I could try to make more edits of those clips. This is a weird podcast episode. Y'all don't care about this conversation.
Well, now you just insulted everybody. Remember when you told me not to insult the people who are actually watching?
Is that insulting to say they don't care?
Yeah. Because then they're like, well, fuck you. Why am I watching that if I didn't care so much? And they click
I care what they care about. Shouldn't that be a big thing? I want to entertain them. I don't want them to hear us plan our work day. I wasn't trying to insult y'all.
But yeah, maybe it's nice for the people watching to hear that we actually have to do work.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people on the internet that folks are just jealous of. And they're pissed because like all day, every day, I just see these people online just being rich and having fun and doing dick all. And I work my ass off and have to go to mines and do all this garbage. And they work their dead end job in some pizza factory or wherever they're at, or some warehouse, and they hate it. And I hate it. And everybody hates it. And they don't get to see creators actually having to plan their day and do things and get nothing for it and spend money and spend time, not get to spend time with their family. And they just think, oh, well, they're behind the screen, so it's great. They're having a great life and a great day. And all their bills are paid and they don't see our negative balances. And maybe this is actually good for them to see and they like it. And maybe they don't, but they'll have to comment because we'll never know.
That was a lot. I'm very passionate about that.
Yeah.
We don't express that at all on any of our platforms, by the way. And I think that's something that frustrates me a little bit, is I don't know how to, because like we talk all the time and like stuff we say in the moment sounds so great, but then like thinking, okay, let's set up the camera and be like, oh, we work so hard like to come up with the script, it just sounds so fake and forced. And I'm trying to think of better ways for us to really show like our side of it, because a lot of people do just see like me on live and then they see our videos and they see
thousands of views, 1 million view, and they think it's
millions of views,
and it's bull crap. We don't get paid anything. We're poor all the time. We're stressed every day.
Poor. Well, okay, first put that like, we're super grateful and we're positive and we're not poor. We are living paycheck to paycheck.
Well, I mean, we're negative many thousands of dollars.
But we're grateful, and I just don't like putting energy out there being like, well, we just make no money and there's a
sure. I'm just saying it might be like a refreshing take for people to see that like actually work goes into life and it sucks, because I'm sure they're used to seeing YouTubers being happy and friendly and getting in their Lamborghinis because those are the ones who've already made it or their parents already gave it to them. And that's far from us. And so like when you're saying it's like, oh, they don't want to see this. Maybe they do want to see this. Maybe they want to see some real truth and authenticity online. And like, I know it might seem like it's boring, but it might not be boring for someone who's out there trying to think, do I actually want to do something? Do I want to go through these kind of pains? Or maybe they feel better about their day that they're not working a full-time job and then a part-time job and still have nothing to show for it after years and years and years of just tremendous amount of effort. And maybe they do want to see that.
Yeah, I need a hit. Sorry, this noise is. Does it pick up this noise when
I don't know.
Have you
I'm sure
heard?
it does. Like, I'd have to look into it.
I didn't know how loud it was. I love this device though. Shout out iMagma. You can see them on my Instagram for the link because I tag them in every time I use this cool little cup. I have my cup of milk. Cheers.
Yeah, that they also don't pay us for because we're not sponsored.
We're both in totally different mindsets right now, and I'm trying to not let yours make mine anxious right now.
Sure, I'm just trying to explain. Like, I get it. Like, we're positive. We're
No, I
gonna do
know.
work. We're not gonna quit. And that's the thing. We're also not gonna quit. Like, I'm positive in that. It's just when you're saying it's boring. I'm just saying I think maybe some people actually want to see real life a little bit.
I just think I think this topic is very great to talk about. I just felt like the specifics, details we were talking about were kind of a little boring because it wouldn't apply to everybody watching because not everybody's a creator. So like now this conversation's great because, you know, you bringing this stuff up is like showing how it is relatable. And so like next time into it, if we want to talk about our day, we can hook them in with being like, you know, we're going to talk about now like this plan or however we want to say it, because, you know, even though we look like we're doing really great with the views and everything, it's still really hard. And, you know, and then like lean into it. I was like trying to say it in a sense like it's boring, like, oh, now we're going to plan how to do this video and this video. And it's like, we don't put ourselves out there as we're giving creator tips. So a lot of people watching aren't looking for that. So, but I get what you're saying. Like they get an inside scoop of our day.
Yeah.
And maybe we can get better at, or I can get better at vlogging while we do discuss our days, like just putting my camera up and vlogging.
And that could be a style. Just like you said, you're looking at different ways we can actually
show the hard work we
what
do.
We're doing.
And that would, yeah.
And in a way that's vloggy that people care to watch. Because if that's your audience that likes your vlogs, which they do,
vlogs.
then, and they've been asking for vlogs, and why not vlog us planning and us like making a script for your auditions today and us, you know,
learn
like,
how to story
Did
tell
you do
it.
the chapter of you actually applying for your gigs? Like, did you record yourself applying for any of your acting gigs? Because that was the whole chapter, right? Is like you actually pursuing the acting part of your life. And so us learning to record that stuff would be a good way to do it too, you know? And that way you can have a creative outlet, but then also just a truth outlet. I think people are sick of fake stuff and like tired of it and tired of the fake positivity every day. And like we want to be positive every day, and we do try to make that like a mantra to be positive, and every bad thing is a good thing. But a lot of people are just really fake about it, and they just pretend they have no emotions towards it because you just don't want to put it out there. But I think people need to know it exists and that it's okay that it exists and to get over it. Like that it shouldn't deter your day, that it's hard, that because it's hard, it's worth it. So
yeah, but I think, I don't know what it was when you were, I think when you were getting into the whole, all these years of hard work and still nothing, talk like that gets me in this mindset where I'm kind of like, oh, you're right. And I get very like, I don't want to do the work because it seems pointless kind of vibe. Whereas like being more positive when you give me like positivity and like keep going kind of talks, that helps me want to keep going. Like today I was getting like a little bit anxious because I wasn't feeling like I was getting stuff done fast enough, because I was like, I'm up at 7:30. It's going to be a great productive day. And then it was 9:00 and I still just like didn't even finish editing one video I wanted to get done. And I was just like, I can't even edit this one video right now. And then I want to get all this content out, and like it was getting to be a lot. So then I was just trying to like okay. And then you were like podcasts. I'm like, okay, I'll focus on podcasts and I'll get jazzy and I'll just try to stay positive and then get back I'm in a creative mind. So filming today will be great. So I was like, let's just try to film so much today instead of me stressing too much about editing. And it was just, I was just trying to like speak out my process, how like different talks can like, because like your talk was making me anxious, so I had to take it to cheers, because I was just like, oh no, I can feel your stress, because we are very stressed, but it's like that can take over me where I won't work, it won't motivate me.
Yeah, that doesn't help you. Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know what helps you.
And that's the thing. I just think like, and it's definitely another good consideration for when you talk to your partner too, and to have her be open. Like, these are the things that help me work. And then stuff that helps me work is like if there's a big dragon, then you just need to be prepared that it's going to suck. And that helps me work, which is different. It's like I feel better when I know everything's horrible and impossible, because then it makes it easier to deal with the fact that you're not winning right away. Because if everything is horrible and impossible, then why should I win right away? That doesn't make any sense. It means I have to get stronger. And so that helps my mental improve, to say it's like, this is going to be a tremendously difficult, long, horrible, painful, miserable, dredging, awful time.
Oh, no.
And then I'm like, that's great, because then I expect that. And then it's okay, because then when I feel horrible and awful and dredging and miserable, I'm like, wonderful. I'm doing exactly what I said I was going to do, and it feels exactly how I said it was going to feel. And that's normal. And it's normal to feel horrible. And then you can kind of get through it. When you think it's going to be all roses and sunshine and everyone's going to love you and things are going to work well, and then it doesn't, I then want to quit, because I'm like, there's no point. If it's supposed to be like this and it's not, then that's not the right way. So I make my plan according to reality, which is sometimes very terrible reality.
Interesting.
So it might be like the opposite.
I get it. I get what you're coming from, but I hope you're not going through your days feeling just like miserable all day, and you think this is like how you're supposed to feel, and then you're just gonna keep being miserable every day? I'm confused.
I think that works for men. I think that works for most men.
So you're miserable every day.
I think most men are just supposed to be miserable most days, and that's fine.
This is weird.
But I'm not miserable with my family, and that's wonderful. You know, I don't think anyone just loves to do work all the time.
No.
And I know you don't either, right? And I don't mean to sound like I'm miserable all the time being with you. There's no better time in my life than like here with you girls. and the hardships are supposed to be there, right? And like, that's good.
It's hard to talk while I drink this stinking shake because it's so thick. Cheers. This is a lot of quiet air right now.
I don't want to make you feel like I'm actually like having a horrible life. It's just life, you know? It's just a lot of work. It's a lot of stress doing so much stuff, and you feel it too. So I'm not trying to say mine's like worse than yours either.
Yeah, I don't know why I was like, I think just hearing you say that out loud and like I care about you so much, it was just like, I think it just triggered my emotional side. I don't know. Because I know you're not like, I know what you're saying. You're not actually like so unhappy every day. And like,
yeah, I'm not. This is the happiest
like, I really
I've
hope
ever
not,
been.
because, you know,
No.
like they said, like that Lincoln Park guy, like he had a family and kids and stuff, and he was just so depressed every day, you know. And I don't know his story. I don't know what his mental issues were, but to know like guys can't feel like they can be emotional and talk about it is just like hard to think, because it's like, so you're just battling this on your own every day and feeling miserable. What if it gets you to that point where you just don't want to do it anymore, you know?
And I think that's one of the things that is like the big differentiating factor between like the masculine and the feminine, I think, is that the masculine side gets encouraged by fighting, and the feminine side gets encouraged by uplifting. And so I think when you allow the masculine entity to become stronger and keep fighting is going to give them the purpose to do so. And when you make it too easy for them and too uplifted, like lighten the load, it becomes worse. And it might sound opposite. You might say, well, it's like, what do you mean? You lightened the load and you said, oh, it's okay, and you should be okay to feel this, and you should be okay to feel that, and I hope you're validated. And it's like, I have nothing to fight anymore. And then you give up. Because you don't get to be the hero of your story. And I think like most people want to be the hero of their story. And so having the dragons to slay at least gives you some expectation of, okay, this is the pain I'm supposed to feel to become the person I want to be. Mm-hmm. And the other way to think about that is nobody ever loves. So think about it this way. You have a movie and one of the characters is an underdog and he's working his way up the corporate ladder to become the boss. And the other one is the CEO of the company's kid. That kid has more money than the main hero ever is, and he's called the villain because he was given everything. Mm-hmm. I don't care that you have a Lamborghini and a jet. I care that you became the person able to get the Lamborghini and the jet.
Yeah.
And so though the main hero had to work his way up and he got the Lamborghini and the jet, you're the man. The guy who had it given to him is nothing. Mm-hmm. And so if you think about the emotional state of what that person goes through, even though they've had everything, they still might be in a lower position mentally because they never had to conquer anything. They never had the dopamine hit from being victorious. They only had the dopamine hit of being given things, and I don't think that works very well. Where the feminine side, if you give them the world, if you give them a house, if you give them a family, if you give them a place to thrive and be themselves, then they actually become more of their true person. Like, I wish we could have everything for you so you could thrive in having your peace in your creative outlet and not have to have the stress of the world on your shoulders. I think.
Well, you do that for me because you let me quit my job.
Yeah,
so.
And I try, and that's the thing. I think most guys wish that they were able to provide the world by conquering it, and that women want to be given the world by supporting the people who help them, by supporting their family, by supporting their friends and their community.
When you say like miserable, is it more kind of like it's you want the struggles every day, kind of like you want the challenges?
I want the challenge, but you want the reward. You don't want to just be challenged every day because then you're just a slave. And so I think a lot of people just want freedom, but they want the freedom to work hard and then see something for their hard work. And I think it gets to a point when you work so hard every day and you don't get things back from it that it seems like an insurmountable task. But when you reframe it and say that it's supposed to be difficult and painful and suck for a very long time, that it becomes more okay and bearable. And if you put that out to a lifetime, that the misery you feel is less miserable when even if you achieved nothing, by the time you died, you knew that if you kept doing it and you did it well enough, you could win. It's like hope. People like hope more than they like real life. They hope for more. There was something where there was a business owner.
Okay. Sorry, I just have something in my head. I don't
Go for
lose it. But would it help though too to like switch your mindset? Like that's something that I was kind of thinking of last night, because trying to think like we're doing all this hard work and we're not seeing money, which is obviously a reward that we're working for, like the most, the hardest, but also like the reward of also teaching Minnie and like being with her more, and like the reward of, you are working this job that, that isn't now your end goal, but it's still providing enough for us, and like seeing that happen and our environment get bigger every couple years, together and stuff, like little stuff like that is like little rewards, right?
I think one of the biggest things that got me down is that it's spring break right now. And when I was young, we got to go from Alaska to Mexico every year, where my mom didn't work and my dad didn't. He worked, but he didn't like have a job. Yeah. He like sold random knickknacks, and so not in a good way. When he wasn't in prison,
right?
And just to see how little they really did, and how much I got to do, and to see us being on spring break, it puts you in a bad way because of all the work that we've been doing, and we can't even do something on spring break. It puts you in a bad way because a guy doesn't care that everything goes to the people he cares about. They care that they didn't win enough for what you wish you could do. And it's one of those things where there's never enough for somebody. Whenever you get something, there's always got to be a next up. But it does put you down when you say it's like, okay, well, I've done everything and all I have to show for it is debt and a vacation where you're just at home and still working. And every year you see other people and see my childhood where with no money, we were still able to go on vacations, and we don't even get that. And it puts me down that it's like, well, last year we could go on a vacation, but this year we couldn't because rents keep going up and food keeps going up and bills keep going up. And it just seems hopeless, but you just have to, and that's where the misery comes from, is that I'm not able to provide more, and I wish I could.
You have to look at it this way too, because this is something else that's been bothering me is Minnie, and I know we can't take her on these crazy vacations, which I got to do as a child, and I blocked a lot of that memory out because even though my parents had the money to take us to Disneyland and we were in Japan and overseas, they would still fight about money. And so it was just always miserable. And so I blocked it out because it just wasn't a good memory to have. And that stinks. Like I still remember like little good moments. But anyways, regardless, we're working so hard, and we were putting a lot of this time into the unknown, because it's a lot that we don't know is going to work and stuff. And so I think especially during spring break, and I know we want to do more work stuff, but we have this time with her, and we don't even take her outside to walk or ride a bike, and her life is so accustomed to just being on her tablet and playing games indoors, and like that's what she wants to do, and she's like chilling and having a good time because that's all she's used to. But I just want to start giving her memories, and because that's what's going to live on forever.
And that's what.
And we don't want her to be a kid who thinks now we have money, we can buy you stuff, now she's going to have a happy life. Like we want to give her good memories. So like us playing board games with her more and just doing stuff and being there for her.
Some of my best memories were in trailers, because I was raised around trailers, and in junkyards because my dad was a junkyard truck driver. And those were my best memories. And a lot of them were terrible. Like there would just be 3 children in a field of broken glass, not supervised. That was my childhood. I got shot with a bow and arrow because my friend lobbed it while I was off in the woods, and you're not supposed to shoot the arrow. And I got hit in the chest. I had an indent for years of where it pierced my skin. I literally got shot with an arrow.
But why was that the best to you?
Still some of my best memories, because you're actually out living life. Like they don't have to be great memories. They're real memories.
Exactly.
And it's just stuff I wish we could give. And it seems like our current world is just so hard to do that, because we can't just take a week and go to a cabin and just move tires around like we did with my dad.
But we can still figure something out and go take her out into nature anywhere. It doesn't matter. We can't have this mindset like, oh, well, there's just going to be this certain amount of money and now we can just do stuff with Minnie. Like it's like an excuse. Like we're just coming up with excuses now to just not go take her to do stuff. Like we were about to, never mind. I'm not going to say that. That sounds bad. I'll tell you later. But we spend some money on stuff that in the outcome hasn't given us results. So why can't we spend just a little bit on going somewhere or walking somewhere to a park, anything? She used to love when I would just take her to the park down the street when she was little. Just stuff like that. Like start giving memories. That's why I want to start recording stuff for her, because I know she won't remember all of it, but she's just getting older, and I'm so sad that we can't give her a kid, which is another thing that is like kind of stinks, that we're waiting for one dream goal moment, but it's just something that we've come to terms with and agreed on and is what we have to do right now. And so that we already can't give her. So now what? We're just going to wait till we're super rich and she's a teenager and doesn't want to hang out with us really and just wants to hang out with her friends because they're more fun and pay attention to her.
And that's why I want to go fish more and stuff. And that's why I would love to be able to like make it so we can get these videos to do something so we can actually just be outside and make money, and that I don't have to travel the country, because technically I shouldn't be here now. I should be on the road every day. And that's what it would take to really make a difference there, but then we lose that, right? I didn't get to see my dad a lot growing up.
Well, and that's why I'm saying, like, let's use these moments that we do have, and like we wanted to go do stuff today together and find exotic fruits and stuff like that, and creating those memories and making it fun for her and an adventure. She's like always, she's gonna remember that.
And like even going, like we'll just go to Whole Foods and buy like $50 worth of crap fruit, because all those star fruits and stuff are terrible. But then we can learn to cut them, and then she can have crazy fruits. And that goes into
our product videos that we need to do anyway. And like hopefully make us money.
And that's what I would love to do, because then it seems like we can do all the stuff. It's just tough. I wish we could
life is just passing by. I think the Mamma Mia thing got me into it. I think that's what it was. And she's like singing the song. She's like singing Slipping Through Your Fingers, if you've seen Mamma Mia, you know? And it's like about her daughter about to get married. And like, you know, she's not going to be like, you know, as close as mom and daughter are. And which is like how I'm not as close with my mom now. And it's like, that's going to happen so fast in front of our eyes. Like, I'm so tired of just like waiting for like this perfect thing, because there's, like you said, we're gonna get money and then there's just gonna be another struggle and bigger struggles, and we're gonna have to learn how to deal with them, but then still make memories with Minnie in any kind of situation we're in.
Yeah, the only stressor is that the debt hasn't gone down; it's only gone up.
And it's been years. We've been figuring it out for years.
Yeah, but it's been figuring out for years because I have such a big credit limit, but it is coming to an end, and at which point, now we don't have a house. So it's like my stresses are different, and I understand, and it just becomes like a different beast. And
well, now that's like, I feel like a different conversation, not really stressing about giving Minnie good memories.
No, it's about giving her good memories, but also being able to give her a life, any memories, because like I can't give you good memories if you're starving.
Okay, well,
so it's just that blend of work.
We've paid off cards. We've been in a really we've had to pay double rent before. We've been in really big stresses with money before. So if we want to get into that conversation where we talk about, I have to get a part-time job, or we figure something else out with your career, then we can do that. But that's like, that stress came out of like kind of just, I don't know. There's just so many things we could stress about. And then now we're just sitting here stressing. And then we didn't get any product videos done. We didn't make any action plans.
We're still on our podcast.
Yeah.
And that's what we were doing right before this conversation. Now it's going into the reality of like what people actually deal with. And that's this. That's what it is. And so now we're going to go do product videos and stuff, because we have to, because there's only the two options, is to stress and give up or not. And what we could do instead is plan videos.
I know, but I was trying to give you the, right now what happened was I was trying to give you solutions to the whole, you know, giving her a good life, because you were saying you were doing all this stuff in the spring break, and how it's still spring break and we can still make it great memories, just like you said you were in a trailer park and you were great memories. But then it turned into, well, now we're gonna starve and not have our house. Well, no, that was really weird.
No, it's the two things. It's that you want to give the great memories, and I'm still down to go do things, but then we also have to work, and that's why we had to figure out how we can make work and going to do stuff, which is literally the plan to go to the store. So it's not like that's not it. I'm just saying, if there's people out there being like, "Oh yeah, you could go to the park, you could do all this stuff," it's y'all have time to do that. I don't have time to do that. No,
I'm telling you right now, like.
Yeah, we can go do that, and we are, and that's the plan. But it just seemed like a boring conversation when it didn't have the internal monologue. And that's the internal monologue of, we need to be able to figure out how to balance work and play, and then to make them both in one.
Okay. I know we're on the same side. It was just a weird, it just kind of felt like I'm just trying to stay positive kind of thing. And there's a weird, like, negative, like, I feel like shift every time. So.
Well, I'm just trying to make it like devil's advocate. I'm on your side to go do the things, right? And like, that's why there's the other thing where some people say, if you're a dude, you shouldn't say what you're thinking to a woman, because they'll think less of you, or they'll think negatively of you, or they'll think negatively of the situation.
I don't think either of those things.
Well, you just said it seems like there's a negative thing every time I bring up this positive. I agree with you on the positive, and I'm going to do it. But that's just an internal thought, because it's not like you push the thought away.
But your mindset state right now kind of seems a little down today, and you even woke up stressed. And usually we have a conversation together, and like for me, for example, and then like to get us going on the creative flow and getting good video stuff done today, I would love for us to both be in a great mood. And so that's what I was just saying. Like, I was just trying to get it to be like a end on a positive note kind of thing. But then it kind of went to like this weird, which we haven't even talked about, your debt's getting close to being like cap, and we might not be able to eat and do rent. So it was just kind of weird. And now I'm like stressed about that. And so I'm on my period. That's why. Emotional today. But I'm not like trying to be like, oh no, you can't express your thoughts or feelings. But and now I think negatively of you, and that's why men can't to express their thoughts.
I just don't think it's a positive thing or necessary thing for guys to have to express it. And
I
like,
think for
maybe
us to
from
get
time
good
time.
content today, I think it is necessary for you to be in a positive mindset.
Yeah, which
1000%.
comes from maybe you just ignore the thoughts because there's nothing you can do. Like, as long as we're doing the action things, there's no need to worry. And that's what we were doing before, which I'm totally down to do. I'm not like in a negative mood. We're not going to do things because things stress me out. Things have been stressing us out. And that's the one thing a lot of successful people have also said is that they've gone to nothing and beyond multiple times. And when they're finally successful, it isn't that moment of, yes, you know, we've done it. It's like, I knew it would happen. I can finally breathe, and I'm just waiting to breathe because we put in a lot, and we're not asking for much. We're not asking for $1 million.
I know. But we're figuring out really good things, though, I think.
And we are. And that's the point where, why would me bringing this up? The only reason I bring it up is for the podcast, mind you, like all the negativity and stuff. It's just so they can see what really goes on in people's heads. And there's no reason for me to brought any of the negative things up because it doesn't change our situation. We're going to make videos. We're going to keep going, and we're not going to quit because that's the advice everybody says. And so having all those negative thoughts only brings you down, and that there's no reason for it because we are on a good stride. You're doing well. You got an audition request. Like, everything's going good. And so all those negative things, it's not like they go away. And that's the thing about life is the negative things don't go away. So it's like, how do you blend the positive? How do we go do stuff with Minnie? And that's where we said, let's go buy exotic fruits because that's something we can do with Minnie that's fun for her too. And like, that's why we would want to go do it. And I'm down to go do that. And then maybe the video goes and then we win. And it's like, I would love to be able to breathe, but I'm not going to stop moving because of it. And I don't think there's a reason for men to express that they feel that way because it doesn't help. It doesn't change your day. All it does is bring you down and make videos harder to make. But we're just doing it for content at this point to show real content, real authentic content. But I wouldn't recommend that people in business or partnerships, I don't think they should express themselves. I don't think it's positive.
How long this episode is. Life is really weird because I get what you're saying because I want to be like now and be like, but I want you to express to me how you feel and stuff. But then it's like, when do you do that? And then I get what you mean because then it's making me negative now for the day and you don't want to make me feel negative.
And there's no reason because as a dude, it's like, nah, I'm used to feeling like I need to fight. And it helps. It makes the
but I think
because
I really felt your stress today and stuff. And I think.
Yeah. And I'm hoping they got to feel that it is. It's real.
Well, I'm sure they did. I felt it so much I cried. So they
Twice
definitely. Whoa, Hamilton's yelling at us.
Screaming dudes.
Oh, he came over earlier. I giggled earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt you. Because he whined, and I thought you farted. That's what I thought the noise was. I was like, oh, it's him. Okay, we need to guffaw because we need to get guffaw out of here.
And do these videos.
Yeah, we have stuff to do.
We got stuff to do. That's the whole point of this, right? Yeah.
So, love y'all. It's been fun.
Yeah, I hope you guys get to see a day in the life of maybe even your partner. So cut them some slack and maybe don't prod them too much. Like if your guy is like, I just want him to be open, you probably don't, and he probably doesn't want to, and there's no point in pushing it. You'll probably get more done if you don't. Not that she pushed me; it was just for the show, so you could really understand, but also know it's nothing bad, and I love my family, and I would do anything for y'all. So. We'll be fine.
Yeah,
we'll be fine no matter what happens. Right? We've all been through worse.
Yeah. All right. Love y'all. Guffaw.
Guffaw.
See you in the next one. I promise I won't cry. Hopefully.
I mean.
I guess I can't make those kinds of promises.
Maybe. All right. Bye. I hear you crying.
I knew he was going to stop as soon as he put the microphone to the cat.
Always.
He meows.
Guffaw.